You mentioned a few moments ago about being switched off in the life support machine because there seemed to be no hope. I was at a meeting not too long ago in the House of Lords where the speaker was Lord George Carey, who's one of our guests in Principles of Leadership. And he was talking about something which was in the news at the time, a controversial area, which was the right to die. And he said in a few years that he believed that it would get to a point in this country where there was an obligation to die.
Wow.
Now, what are your thoughts on that?
Wow, what a thing to say, really. Again, I can only speak personally, but my brother, he lives in America, and he was called over to visit when I was so ill, when I got to that sort of state of nearly being on the ventilator. And so he was called over to say goodbye, really. And he tells me this story, which is fairly shocking, really, but that he was just about to put his, well, he did just put his dog down. He had to, you know, euthanize a dog because it was old and sick. Before he came over to visit me, and he arrived in the hospital to see his sister in this awful state. And in his mind, he thought, golly, you know, I've just put my dog out of its misery, and here's my sister. And my brother was a Royal Marine Commando, so he was a fighting soldier. And everything, he told me later, in him was to come in and put the pillow over my face and put me out of my misery, as he'd done for his dog a few days earlier. I mean, we joke about this now, and I've forgiven him for this dreadful thought. But, you know, isn't that interesting that in him he thought, yeah, this is awful suffering. I can't bear to see this suffering. Put the dog out of their misery. And it, you know, we know as a spectator watching anybody or any animal suffer, it's a dreadful, dreadful thing to do. But I'm so grateful he didn't do that to me. And I'm so grateful, you know, that God intervened at the 11th hour. And that's what I would probably always go for, that there is always hope while there's breath in you. And it's too difficult to generalise, isn't it? But for me, I'm so thankful that nobody turned the switch off when my brother didn't put a pillow over my face, because I would never have gone on to lead such a wonderful and happy and fulfilling life.